This next poem is about names. How many people here were named after a relative, like a grandparent? Or, who you named after?
Long dead relative.
Long dead relative. Anybody over here? Yeah.
Mireles is a family name after my aunt.
Okay, okay. Like, what is it?
Marguerite.
Marguerite, okay. Any other? Yep, in the back.
My middle name comes from my dad's ex-wife.
Your dad's ex-wife. Sometimes dads have some of those hanging around. Yeah.
Mom's aunt.
Okay, well, did he pass away? Yeah.
Grandpa.
Grandpa? Your grandpa? Yeah.
Big Icano is my mother's brother.
Okay. How many people here like their names? Oh, wait, we got two more here. Who you named after? Your grandmother? How many people here like their names?
I do.
You like the first name, okay. Okay, how many people here don't like their names? Okay. How many people here thought about changing their names? Anybody here thought about changing names? Did you come up with a name already?
I just want to say I don't like, my name is Paul, and I want to change that one, that family one, I don't like it.
Okay, well, you know, I'm gonna let you do that, right? So, anybody else like to change their name and already got a name picked out? Yeah.
I want to change my name to Mark.
Okay. Pretty good. But this is a poem my son wrote, inspired me to write.
Because he said, you know, why did you name me Javier, Dad?
Why did you name me Javier, Dad? My son was asking me this question as we were driving home from his t-ball game and stopping off the Culvers to get an ice cream cone.
Can I change my name when I get older? Each one of my 3 other children had asked me the same question when they were about 5 or 6 years old.
My oldest son, Diego, asked me one night when I was reading him a go-to-bed book, why was I named Diego Jesus Margil Barbosa Mireles? I informed him that as my first child, in which my wife let me pick the name, that he was named after the famous Mexican muralist, Diego Rivera, and found out later that my Diego
Was born almost on the same day as his namesake, 100 years minus 1 day. He was named Jesus after my older brother, whom I thought would never have children, and named Margil after my grandfather.
But he was not impressed. He still thought I should have probably named him Kurt or Steve, or another name that doesn't take up too much space, and no one would notice the first day of school. Sergio Andres, my second oldest son, asked me the same question when I was trying to get him out of the bathtub. He said the kids had a hard time saying his name and came up with words like surgery and Sergio Valente and words we can't say in a family-style poem.
Finally, he said, "Didn't you know any English names, Dad?" I told him his mother and I purposely picked names that could not be easily changed to English ones, like Carlos to Chuck,
Juan to John, and Jose to Joe. But when my daughter, Lorena Pilar, asked me right before I had fallen asleep trying to read to her why we named her Lorena, I told her it was the most beautiful name we could think of. And why would she want to be one of the thousands of Jessicas or Ambers or Tiffany's? She was very hurt and thought I was punishing her or something.
which gets us back to my youngest son, Javier, who was initially named Oscar Javier. But after less than 24 hours of repeatedly hearing,
Little Oscar, little Oscar, little Oscar, my wife and I agreed that we would not subject him to 20 years of that. So we switched his name to Javier Oscar. And I was ready to give my personal cultural pride speech to my 6-year-old and was about to open my mouth wide with advice when suddenly I got this inspiration to say nothing and keep quiet and listen to what my son had to say. You know, Dad, I want to change my name when I get older to Oscar so I can be more like you.
Awesome.